Hey everybody! So this is the lesson that we did on Monday for those of you who were here, and if you missed out, then you aren't actually missing out because you're about to see what we did. So we have learned a lot about fractions this year. We have learned how to name fractional parts of a group. We've learned how to share objects between groups of people and find the fractional amount that each person would receive. So now we are going to jump into comparing fractions. So just as a quick review, I'm going to flip this paper over. As a quick review, if we have 3/8, this tells us that we have 8 pieces in our whole. So that could be 8 spaces on the number line. It could be that the candy bar is cut into 8 pieces. It could be that there are 8 marbles in the jar, and so on. Our 3 in our numerator, as a reminder, tells us maybe the pieces that we ate, maybe the pieces we didn't eat. Maybe it's the yellow marbles, maybe it's the green marbles, maybe it's the fraction that's shaded on our object or the fraction that's not shaded. Could be that we made 3 jumps on the number line out of the 8 that were in our whole total on the number line. So I'm going to flip this back over here. So with our Skittles fractions, I have 8 Skittles here. So the first thing that we did was we named how many Skittles were in the bag. Now it assumed that I would have brought the little small bags of Skittles, but since I have my giant bag, I just had given each person 8 Skittles out of the bag. And don't worry, it was just my hands that touched the Skittles, and they were clean. So we had 8 Skittles in the bag, and that's going to be our denominator for everything we do from here on out. Then they just wanted to simply know how many I had of each color Skittle. Well, if you notice, I have 0 green, I have 4 red, 1 yellow, 2 orange, and 1 purple. Okay. Then they wanted us to write the fraction of each of our colors. So my green, I had 0 green. So really, that's the same thing as 0/8. It means I have nothing. For red, that would be 4/8 red, 1/8 yellow, 2/8 orange, and 1/8 purple. Okay. Now they want us to put those fractions in order. Now there's a reason we start comparing fractions with like denominators, because it's easy. So it's like thinking, okay, let's think of this as pieces of a candy bar. Would you rather have 4 out of 8 pieces of the Hershey bar, or would you rather have 1 out of 8 pieces of that Hershey bar? Well, I'm pretty sure y'all are going to say you'd rather have 4/8 because you want the most of that candy bar that you can get. So when our denominator in the bottom is the same, then we want to look at the number of pieces to be able to compare our fractions. And they're having us go from least to greatest, so that means 0/8 is going to be my smallest fraction because it literally is 0. Well, then from there, I've got 2 of them that say 1/8. 1/8 is 1/8, kind of like 2 is equal to 2. So it doesn't matter what order I write them in. It doesn't matter whether I'm trying to list yellow first or purple first. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Then I've got 2/8, and then I've got 4/8. Okay, so they are now in order from least to greatest. Then it says which of your fraction of Skittles is bigger, red Skittles or yellow Skittles? Well, my red fraction was 4/8, my yellow was 1/8. So again, this is the larger fraction, it's red. So what we did in class is we put R for red, and then we wrote the fractions. So 4/8, 1/8. And we said in class, just like we can compare whole numbers and say that 37 is greater than 12, we can do the same thing with fractions. They told me in class that 4/8 was the bigger fraction, so 4/8 is greater than 1/8. We always read our comparison statements from left to right, just like we read a book. Okay? So then they wanted to know which fraction of your Skittles is smaller, orange or purple. Well, if we look at orange and purple, we see that purple is the smaller fraction because 1 piece out of 8 is smaller than 2. So we said P for purple. And then again, we wrote our fractions. And it's okay if you write 1/8 first. You just have to make sure you get your symbol drawn correctly. So the way I've got it written, 2/8 is greater than 1/8. Then we jumped into some things that I told the kids. I said, you know what, you really don't learn how to add fractions until 4th grade, but this is so easy. Why not give it a try? So they wanted us to add the fraction of green Skittles and orange Skittles. So green was 0/8 and orange was 2/8. And they all chimed in and said, oh, well, that's still 2/8. Because when we worked with unit fractions, we knew that if we added 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, that's just 4/8. So same thing here. If I have 0/8 and 2/8, I have 2/8. So then we added the fraction of yellow, which was 1/8, and the fraction of purple, which was 1/8. And we still get 2/8, just the way that my colors were with my group of Skittles. And then we added up all the colors. And I had them predict. I said, what do you think this fraction is going to be right here? And of course, they all said 8/8 because it should represent all the Skittles that you have. So we had 0/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus, I'm just going on my least to greatest to get them written down, 2/8 plus 4/8. So again, when we add all of our numerators, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8/8. So that's the fun you missed out on if I didn't get to see you on Monday. But thanks to the power of technology, you get to see it. The only thing you do miss out on is getting to eat those Skittles. Everyone else got to eat their Skittles. Sorry, guys. So look for more fun videos like this, and we'll do some distance learning. Y'all have a great day.